Take a look at yourself in the mirror. Just look at yourself. You're down, sad, and bored. And you'd give anything for the Hunting Quest podcast to be on tonight. It's gonna be okay. We've got good news. You're listening to the Wednesday edition of the Hunting Quest. We like hunting and fishing, and you like hunting and fishing. We love anything outdoors, and so do you. Kayaking, hiking, camping, and you want useful and helpful information on the fishing environment locally in the DMV area. Wednesdays will never be the same. This is the Hunting Quest, and this is your host, Mike Tippin.
I can't hear a thing you're saying. You're on mute.
No, I'm not on mute. Mikey, you're lying. Dude, computers have been kicking my ass all day.
Dude, we both had a long day.
Oh, my God.
I can't even give you grief about it anymore.
God.
This is take 4, take 5, something like that.
I don't know. I've deleted like 5 corrupted files. I don't know what's happening. Started off my morning with a server fire and fucking...
Legit server fire.
Yes.
Yeah.
Quote from the guy that went to look at it was, flames coming out of the back of the server, which is never a good thing. That is less than ideal.
Somebody went in and they hit that upper speed.
God.
Let's see what this bad boy can do.
I guess that's what the red alert means is fire. Oh, Jesus Christ. Yeah, dealing with this computer, dealing with that crap this morning. You're still in business clothes. You just got home from work.
Dude, this is a long day.
God.
Doing kickoff meetings with new customers. And
Happy Hump Day.
Happy Hump Day. By now we're over halfway.
Yeah. Thank God.
It's 9 o'clock. I'm going to call that good.
Thank God.
Oh, man.
Shoot.
So, what you been up to, man?
I've been up to all kinds of stuff. I tried my hand at fishing last weekend.
I heard.
Little unsuccessful, but nonetheless, I think a day fishing is better than most days. So, we were down in
sport is definitely one of the best days.
Yeah. So we were down in Virginia Beach for Rebecca's birthday, and her and her mom were going to get their nails done. So I threw a rod in the truck and bought a saltwater license, and screw it and give it a shot. And didn't work out.
State license for you too.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
That is a non-resident yearly. I went ahead and just bought the salt and the freshwater license. So I'm covered for the year if you ever want to go fishing.
Oh yeah, I got a lifetime license.
Make that $70 worth it. But
yeah, I got a lifetime license.
Yeah, we went. I had heard from some people that they were starting to catch reds and some speckled out of the inlets and stuff. So I was like, well, screw it, I'll go throw something around. And the first morning I got out there, it's blowing 40 miles an hour out of the south right into my face, and yeah, that didn't work out, especially being very unprepared. It's first time fishing saltwater. So
that's a steep learning curve.
Yeah, it really is.
What's unique with fishing like saltwaters, especially if you're trying to do some type of like a surf cast or something like that.
Right.
Dude, it's all about the currents.
Yeah.
And finding the eddy points.
Yep.
And fishing those eddy points.
Yep.
It's and if you're not there at 4 o'clock in the morning, chances are the eddy spots are already taken by like 4,000 rods and reels out there.
Yeah.
So.
Well, and thankfully there wasn't too many people out there, which I should have taken as my first warning sign and just gone back to bed. But
nope.
I got out there and right at the mouth of the inlet, and I'm standing there and I saw a dolphin come up out of the water.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, that's cool. And the more I'm looking, there's like 15 or 20 dolphins
Sure.
all swimming around the mouth of this inlet.
Mhm.
Like, all right, so there's fish here. They're
They eating on something.
schooling something right in that inlet.
Yep.
And standing there watching them, and I couldn't cast more than 20 yards into that wind.
Yep.
And then I'm standing there. I got my deck boots on. I'm standing on the rocks on the jetty, and it had a big gust of wind blow, and those deck boots were packed with sand,
Yeah.
and it slid me across the rock, and I was like,
Yeah.
"Screw that, I'm done." So I walked a little bit further back onto the sidewalk, right on the inlet, and fished there for a little bit, and watched an osprey come down, and he was circling around. I'm like, "What the hell is he doing?" Man, he dove down and smacked the water, and he come flying back up with a speckled trout. And I'm like, well, shit, they're here.
Somebody's got some luck.
I'm like, well, I'm in the right spot at least. I just could not get out to him. And then
What were you fishing with?
I had some shrimp, some frozen
Yeah,
shrimp
gulp
that I was
shrimp are my
throwing,
go-to.
and I had the next day I was throwing around just a jig head with a whatever they call it. It's not a Berkeley. I forget what brand it is. Just a like gulp mullet, big spin tail off the back of the jig, and toss that around for like an hour before breakfast, and just no one was catching anything that morning either. But it's nice getting out there, standing on the beach with a fishing pole in my hand, watching the sun come up. Dolphins jumping in and out of the water is cool. Watching osprey grab a trout is cool as hell.
Dude, that's what it's all about.
We watched a bunch of ducks flying around that inlet too, which I'm a huge nerd for waterfowl, so I was eating that up. I think I sent you that video that mergans are sitting there?
No, I didn't get it.
There was a fucking lawn dart sitting out in the middle of this current, and big old common merganser. And I sent a video. I think I sent it to Travis. And Travis texted me back, and he goes, "Man, you could use that sucker as a finisher."
Oh, nice.
So that was cool. I've never seen a common merganser, so
Oh no,
that was cool seeing him swimming around, and
he's cool.
diving down and grabbing fish and mussels and all kinds of crap, and coming back up and eating it. And
he's down for like 4 hours and comes up.
Right, yeah, he comes up 90 yards that way. I'm like, Jesus.
Oh man,
but it was cool. It was a fun time.
Cool.
So
Yeah,
definitely a steep learning curve there, but
yeah, I heard the speckled trout were in, and especially over in the Potomac, they're starting to really starting to see, down at the mouth and stuff like that. So, and I don't fish the Potomac nearly as much as I guess I want to. I got so much stuff going on, and I'm a pond guy, a river guy. Really, I'm a put a pole in the water guy. I don't care, but it's harder for me to get down to the Potomac than it is, to go right, 75 feet that way and go catch a fish. So, but it is what it is. But talked to a couple of buddies, and they were out. So the speckles were starting to come in. They were having. So, one of the guys was, fishing the gulp shrimp, and that's always a huge success. I don't know. I tend to to stick with like bright color swim baits, with a heavy nose. So you really got that nose down effect. And then you can't go wrong with like the Higdon spooks. Those are a go-to anytime. So, but I really stick with those. That gulp shrimp. Those are probably my go-to at any time. If I can find them or get them, and I'm throwing them.
Yeah, well, that's what. And I've fished salt before on like charters and stuff, but never done it by myself from the shoreline. And man, that is a whole different world.
Yeah, I've heard people using like live bait, other than like a shrimp but they're saying they're having good luck with that, but I've never, not saying they're lying, but I've never had success with, any type of specks, or speckles and live bait. Just to me, those just don't quite work.
Yeah. But, and that's what the way I always do it. And, if you're going to fish somewhere you've never been before, find someone that fishes there.
Yeah.
Every once in a while you got to swallow your pride and, you got to acknowledge the fact that you may not know what the hell you're doing.
That's why local bait and tackle shops are must have.
That's the first thing I did. I found the closest tackle shop to the spot I was thinking about going to fish, and I got in there like right when they opened at 7 a.m.
Yeah.
And I was like, hey, man, I'm not from here. I've never fished saltwater by myself before. I'm really wanting to target trout, maybe redfish. Are guys catching them? Is it worth it? What are they catching them on? And he was like, frozen shrimp. That's what I'm going to give you. That's what you're going to take and throw it out on the bottom right at the inlet and hang on.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I just that wind that morning was just something else.
Yeah, but at least you get out.
Yeah,
right?
Absolutely.
So, geez, that's
definitely beat laying in bed or going to get my nails done. They were like, "You want to go with us to get your nails done?" No, I'm good. I'm gonna go fish the inlet.
Solid no.
You guys let me know when you get back. We'll meet up somewhere for breakfast.
Yeah, I'll meet you at IHOP, Denny's. I don't care, but I'm not into getting my nails did.
No, yeah, I'm good.
I don't know, man.
So yeah, a lot of guys starting to catch fish. I haven't seen much on striper yet up in the bay.
Yeah, I know they're here, but I think it's early.
Yeah, I think so too.
You know who would have a better, knowledge base on that, but didn't want to talk to me. Zane.
He's still a little angry at you.
Obviously.
You made him work his ass off.
Dude, I tried to pay him well too, but jeez.
Oh man. Yeah, I love him to death.
God, yeah. Hardest working dude in the freaking blind, man, and that's no discredit to you or anybody.
No, he ain't got nothing on me. That dude is a freaking freight train.
Oh God.
Yeah.
400 yards of solid mud. I mean, it was pulling my freaking waders off. That's how bad it was.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah, he's got them big ass size 15 feet, so he's wearing snowshoes walking through it, so he doesn't barely even sink down in it.
Yep. And I was, he's a hell of a fisherman too.
Yes, he is. He was one of the first people I texted.
Yeah.
And I sent him a message. I was like, hey, I'm going to Virginia Beach this weekend, thinking about grabbing a rod to throw in the truck. Like, what do you think? And he was like, 100%. Yeah. He's like, guys are, catching trout, smashing big reds right now. He's like, if you got time to do it, do it. Like, it's definitely not a waste of time. So,
and it's funny is I was stationed down there and I was never really in that much, but all the time I was there, I think I might have thrown pole in salt water probably 10, 15 times.
Yeah.
And, I spent a lot of years down there. So, I want to go back down there and fish it, just to say, hey, look, I want to see what I can do.
Yeah.
I don't know, but I grew up in the Gulf, so the Reds are definitely down there.
Yeah, it's hard to beat fishing in the Gulf.
God, yeah.
I mean, that's yeah. I'd take the Gulf over the Atlantic side any day of the week.
Yeah, but you got to look at it as a completely different fishery.
Oh, it's 100% different.
Yeah, but in your mind, it's hard to put that there. You have to be able to say, hey, look, this is. It's a different fishery. But it's different in a lot of different ways.
Mm-hmm.
I think that the Gulf has more opportunity, closer in for the speckles and things like that. But if you're going to catch anything worth note, you're 20 miles off.
Yeah.
Whereas the Atlantic. You go out the, intercoastal and drop a pole in the water 50 feet after you get out and you're fishing in some deep water.
Yeah.
So, and especially further up here, you've got some deep water with a lot of fish in it. You don't have like further, I don't know, like Pompano Beach, their fisheries almost gone. It seems like so.
Yeah. Well, and that's the other thing that's appealing to me with saltwater fishing, which, I've done charters in the Gulf out of like the Tampa area, kind of like Destin, Fort Walton Beach area. And what blows my mind is you truly never know what you're going to catch.
That's it.
I mean, you get out there on a shipwreck, there's 50 different species of fish out there.
Probably more.
Yeah.
Yep.
And those are just the ones you're seeing.
And if you do catch something, probably a better chance that a shark's going to come after
right.
it.
Yeah.
And then you're going to be, can I beat the shark to the boat?
Yeah. I remember the last time we were down there, we caught some red snapper. We were catching, I caught a really nice sized triggerfish.
Cool. They're a fun fight.
They're awesome. And that's the other thing about saltwater fish. Man, you can catch a little tiny, the size of a bluegill, and they fight you harder than any largemouth bass you've ever caught in your life.
Yeah.
You
like
you get this little,
man. They just don't realize their own size.
Yeah. You get a little a half-pound blue runner, and they fight you harder than any damn largemouth you've ever caught in your life. I guarantee it.
I'm not going in that boat.
Oh, dude, it's so much fun. And that's you hook into this thing. You're like, dude, it's a monster. And you reel it up to the surface, and it's that big. And you're like, wait, what? How did it do that?
Yeah. But you also have to look at it. You're fishing with twice the weight.
Right.
As well. So, and if you're, kind of jigging or, whatever you're doing with them, depending on what you're after.
Yeah.
Versus trolling or, anything like that. So, sport fishery is a little bit different. So,
yeah. It's cool as hell. The guy that was running that charter in Destin, we were down there, was it 2 years ago, I guess.
Do you remember the name?
I don't remember the name of it. It was like it was a party boat.
Okay.
Which I don't know. I know a lot of guys have problems with them, with being on the boat with 40 other people. Man, I don't care. It's usually significantly cheaper if you can't find, a group of 5 or 6 guys to get together and get a charter. That's the way to go. If you want to go fish, get on there, get there early, try to get towards the back of the boat. There's things you can do.
Yeah.
And man, I had a blast. The deckhand was super cool kid. He was actually he threw out a grouper rod off the back of the boat.
Oh Jesus.
And he comes over to me and he was like, "Hey, if you hear that thing start spooling, get my attention. Like, I don't care what I'm doing. Come grab me and tell me that rod's going off."
Oh, yeah.
I'm
That's
like,
an expensive rod.
Yeah. Oh, okay, man. We're sitting there, and all of a sudden, that rod just bent in half and and I'm like, hey, the rod's doing the thing. And, man, he come over, and it was like he hooked into a freaking refrigerator.
Oh, yeah.
And, I mean, he's pulling as hard as he can. It's still just spooling line. And, he finally started gaining some line on it. And then, boom, line snapped, and it's gone.
Yeah, those boats,
I'm like,
that's the problem with those boats.
Oh, my God.
Those boats are never going to back down on a fish.
Right. Yeah.
That's the only problem I have with them.
Yeah.
Not a big problem. I mean,
well, and it depends on what you want to catch, too. If you want to go catch a 300-pound grouper, that's not the boat to do it on. If you want to go out and catch red snapper or mangrove, whatever, mess around, catch a triggerfish and blue runners, whatever, it's a great time. Take a cooler full of beer and a sandwich and, man, go out there and have a great time.
And it's, a tenth of the price.
Oh, yeah. I mean, you can find them for $100, $150, tip your deckhands good,
that's the thing.
Significantly cheaper than, a $1,000 charter or, whatever. But
I'll agree. But charters have their place.
Oh, absolutely.
If you're going after sport fish,
absolutely.
Bill fish, you're trying to target specific fish. Mm-hmm. Man, you ain't gonna have anything better. Spend the money. No. But it's the difference between, like going out and shooting an elk versus going out and looking for something brown and it's going down.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't do that. Most people don't do that, but I mean, it's get you out there, right?
Right. Well, and that's the thing too. I was looking into private charters, and we had, I think it was like 12 or 14 of us down there that week.
Oh, Lord.
And we just, none of the guys wanted to go. They were, it's going to be $200 a person. They're like, I don't really want to spend $200 to go fish and blah, blah, blah. And finally I was like, you know what? Screw you guys. I'll go fish by myself. And got the party boat and still ended up getting out there and caught a bunch of fish. And afterwards, we're staying in an Airbnb, so we get to the dock, and I was like, "Hey, man, is there any way you could fillet those fish out for me? I'll tip you an extra $100 if you fillet them out for me." And he's like,
"Yeah,
shit, all right, yeah, we'll do it." And it took them 30 seconds.
Of course,
they act like it's such a big pain in the ass. They filleted thousands of fish. So, and then coming back to the house with a bunch of fresh fish and cooking that up in the kitchen, everyone's like, "Where'd you get that? That smells really good." I was like, "I caught it like an hour and a half ago."
Yeah.
"Oh, you caught fish?" "Yeah, I went fishing on a charter. Remember the thing I invited all you guys to go on? Nobody wanted to go.
Idiots.
Now you're all over here wanting to eat this? Nah, go away."
No, sorry.
Kick
It's
rocks.
all mine.
But yeah, it's a great time.
It is.
Oh, and then
I think the party barges serve a purpose. Kind of last thought on that is, I don't ever want to dog on a party barge. I mean, if it gets you on the water and it gets you fishing and it gets you enjoying, your outdoor experience, or maybe you've never fished before, man, just go. If that's how you can do it, and at I guess is a check it out type price.
Yeah.
Not something that's going to be ridiculous. If you don't like it, you're not, butthurt about it.
Right.
Go do it, man.
Yeah.
It's a good time.
And I think their availability's better too. A charter, you may have to book a week or two in advance, or happen to get lucky and find one on a cancellation. If you end up somewhere, that has that kind of party barge and you're, thinking about checking it out, go do it.
Yeah.
Go do it.
And here's some of the drawbacks for charters. We've kind of dogged a little bit on the party barges, but charters have their own issues.
Mm-hmm.
They'll take you out in weather that you probably, if you're not used to it, you've maybe been on a boat once or twice in your life, and they take you out in 3-foot solids. Most brand new people are not going to enjoy their fishing trip.
Right.
It's just not going to happen.
Right.
And likewise, you can go out there and spend, $1,500 on a boat and come back with 5 or 6 bonitas.
Right.
And you're like, what the heck did I just spend my money on? And charters are fickle, man. Half-day charters, they know, hey, come out, get this thing knocked out, and then move, get back in.
Yeah.
And that's not every charter. That's the problem with like kind of catching a charter as needed. They might not have air conditioning on their boats. They might not have like a decent enough fighting chair. I mean, there's a lot of things you really need to pay attention to. And all in all, that's one of those areas you should just be conscientious of. And not to dissuade anybody, I've been out on both, and I know what I like. The thing that, like, my wife doesn't necessarily like being on a boat surrounded by that many people.
Right.
So from an anxiety perspective, and I mean, not saying she's this anxiety ridden person. She's just, she would rather be on a boat with fewer people that she knows,
Right. Yeah.
So it's a comfort.
Well,
level.
and I think it is too, kind of going back to talking about whether you're wanting to go after sport fish or whatnot. To me, it's very much, do you want to go out and catch personal best bass?
Yeah.
Or do you want to go out and mess around and throw a worm in a bobber and drink a beer and catch some bluegill or crappie or whatever? It's kind of that quantity over quality, and
Agreed.
Not to say that charter boats don't catch a lot of fish, because there's some that catch a shit ton of fish if you get it on the right day. But I think
why they call it fishing, not catching.
Right, absolutely. But yeah, I think the party boats are more of the kind of laid back, drink a beer, eat a sandwich,
good time in a bottle,
catch some bluegill that fight you like a freaking bull shark, and
right, there you go.
But yeah, it's a good time. So
all right. So I think we beat that horse pretty dead.
Yeah, I think we beat the hell out of that one.
I will tell you, I've been paying attention to a lot of the kind of fishing forecasts.
Mm-hmm.
Believe it or not, I think Maryland does a really good job. Granted, I'm not from Maryland, not giving them credit for a whole lot, but I think their Department of Natural Resources do a really good job with their fishing reports.
Yeah.
Especially for the area that they have to cover. There's a lot of water around Maryland.
Yes, there is.
So, whether you're looking at it, it's like what Upper Chesapeake and what Middle Bay, Lower Bay.
Yep.
There's so many different areas and so many different species.
Mm-hmm.
I think that the Department of Natural Resources does a really, really good job up in Maryland. So, and I know you and I talked this weekend about, maybe trying to work more towards getting the biologists and biologist reports and see if we can get some folks like that on here.
I think it'd be interesting to do every once in a while to get a more kind of informed perspective of, more scientific standpoint of what's going on with the fisheries or, with different wildlife or, turkeys, ducks, whatever the case may be.
Yeah, I agree.
Just as a, not saying that we'll do that every week, but as a, as stuff comes around to be able to kind of get both sides of the story of what people are out and experiencing versus what the, habitat's trending towards and that kind of stuff, I think would give a pretty interesting insight as to what's going on around us.
Yeah. And we've had some exceptional weather the last couple of days.
Yes, we have.
And I was looking it up. I think the average water temp right now is like 50 degrees.
Yep.
A little bit warmer in shallower areas or up in the rivers or creeks feeding the river. So, they were talking, and that's, phenomenal for the bite right now.
Right.
And obviously it's spring and we're going to be, snakeheads will be moving in.
Oh, yeah.
And Travis will be out.
Yeah, I think he said 2 weeks.
Yeah?
Yeah, 2 weeks.
Oh.
So.
And you're going to mate for him, right?
I don't know if I'm mating for him in 2 weeks or not. I don't know what I'm doing.
It's turkey season, brother.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I don't know about that one, brother,
Travis
man.
Travis is a good guy, but I don't know if that could get between me and my turkey season.
Yeah, I love you, Travis, but I may have to go kill a bird first.
You're never going to work again.
I know.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, I know.
He's never coming back on our podcast.
God. We are going to have, I talked to Lil D. He's going to be on Friday.
Oh, cool.
So we'll do him Friday. I know he's been getting after the birds. I know he's been working his ass off getting the boats ready for bow fishing and stuff, getting all the lights set up and decks built and painted, and the skiff's looking awesome. And
I can't say enough good about that dude.
Yeah,
I'm glad I know him.
He's a bad dude.
He's
just a hard-working dude.
Yeah,
and that's
he's quiet.
He is. He's reserved, and but man, you get him opened up, and he is goofy as hell.
I think, there's certain things in my head that kind of play through with, with different people, right?
Yep.
And I mean, he's like that, sitting down, drinking a beer, fishing on a dock, having a good time type guy.
Yep.
In my head, that's the role that he plays. But he's also one of those guys that somebody mouths off, and whether it's to him or somebody that is part of his family crew, whatever, that dude is 100% got your back.
Oh yeah.
And he is nobody that I would want to take a punch from.
Hell no.
Ever.
Hell no. No, he's great to be around.
Yeah.
I just met him for the first time this last duck season, and Travis really threw us off the deep end and threw us into the crap together, and kind of hey, meet each other. Good luck. Have fun. See ya.
Call too.
Yeah. And man, we had a great time. We just immediate friendship, took off running with it, and those guys. If you
don't like him or you can't get along with him, something's wrong with you.
Yeah.
Don't look at him. It's you.
I very much agree with that. And he's, we were talking about it earlier. He's really hard worker. He doesn't talk. He doesn't ask questions. You could tell him to go cut a tree down with his hand.
Yeah.
And, he doesn't ask why.
No,
He doesn't
just
ask,
gonna do it.
just, all right, I'll go.
Alright.
Okay, whatever, man. I'll go
Yeah,
do that.
it's cool.
And it's really fun to work around people like that too, because it kind of drives
Yeah.
you to a certain standard, and then you're kind of driving each other to a certain standard, and just makes the whole operation a lot smoother and a lot more fun to be with.
Yeah. And then
And I know he's been down in, I believe, South Carolina doing some turkey
Right.
hunting. And just going back to him being so goofy, he sent us a video in the group chat today, and he's he's crawling through this field up on some turkey, and I mean he's army crawling through this grass, and these turkey are 50 yards from him, and he just captioned it, the sneakiest fat guy you've ever seen. And he's crawling on all four. I mean, just army crawling through this grass, and he peeks the phone up over the grass, and these birds are standing there looking around, like hearing something, but not quite sure what's going on. And it's the sneakiest fat guy you ever seen.
Any pictures? Where's the dead turkeys?
You better find one before Friday.
Oh,
It's gonna be a rough night for him
it's gonna be
Friday
a
if he
rough
doesn't
night.
get one. I know he's been close to him, so if he don't get one by then, he's gonna be in a world of
50
hurting.
yards, man. He should have smoked it.
I
I mean,
say,
goodness
man.
gracious.
I know that TSS. I'd have let it fly.
Maybe he's just not as good on the turkey calls as he is on the duck calls.
I don't know, man. If you can army crawl within 50 feet of 50 yards of a turkey,
And he ain't no little dude.
hell no.
Nah,
That's pretty damn impressive.
it is. I'm not saying it's not.
Those birds
But
are.
what'd you do? Like stick your head up and like miss? Oh God! Let me find out you miss. It'd be
shit.
on.
No.
Nah, I mean he's like family man, so
Yeah.
I'd give him grief, but it's all from good place. So.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And then we got the folks from New Jersey.
Yes.
They're gonna come on, and you and I are gonna trade a hunt. They're gonna come down here and hunt this year,
Right
and
on.
then you and I are gonna put in for the draw in New Jersey. I guess
Okay.
it's supposed to be pretty close to 100%.
Cool.
Just have to put in for it before like February of next year.
Okay.
Get the draw, and then we're gonna go up there.
Hell yeah.
So
That's fun.
I'm excited about it.
Yeah.
And they're good people. I talked. They're going to have a few good folks on there, and they seem super excited. So they're going to be on here. After next Friday, right? Not
Okay.
this Friday, but the next one.
Right on.
And then we got a lot coming up, man.
Yeah, that'd be cool as hell. I say, and then
Yeah.
we're really getting into our turkey season, because Virginia's opens this weekend?
Yeah, I think I'm not hunting it. I got some other stuff I got to get done. Unfortunately, hey, life happens, man.
That's true.
So
That's true.
I'd love to be able to hunt it, but I got life. So it is what it is.
Yep, I hear that.
What else we got going on? Anything?
Shoot, I don't know.
Yeah. But
Doyle just texted me back and said they were all Jakes.
well, there you go. I can give him a pass on that one. So
Yep. Fair enough.
that is what it is. So,
But,
and we're gonna have Bruce Mitchell on.
yeah.
So I think that's 3 or 4 weeks from now. I can't remember which one it is. And he'll be right in the middle of alligator season for him.
Oh, hell yeah.
So that's gonna be cool.
That's sweet.
Yeah, he is a freaking trip, man.
That's awesome.
He is an awesome guy. He's short.
Is he?
Yeah.
Ah.
Yeah. We met him at NWTF, and if you look at the picture, he's like the same height Allie is. Now, I'm not that tall.
Dude,
But
hey, that kind of reminds me of that, damn, what's that song? Talking about Mr. Shorty. Man, I don't know. If you were out there snagging alligators, boy, I don't care I don't care how tall, short, whatever you are.
I'm gonna keep my mouth shut.
Yep, I ain't.
Yeah.
Nope, I'm good.
No.
Yeah, if you're out there hand wrestling alligators,
Not gonna happen.
I'm
First of
all the way
no.
good. I'm good.
No.
I don't need to be fighting them big old lizards.
Not gonna happen. I do want to go to Okeechobee.
Yeah.
In Florida.
Yep.
And I want some of those iguanas. I do. I want to. So they use air guns, right?
Dude, we got to get out there with the Vaders.
Oh, dude, I want to
get out there with the Vader bows and start sticking some of them. Those Vaders are cool as hell.
I'm so ready to go. Travis, let's pack up the boat.
Let's go. Hey, Skip's ready. Let's do it.
But I've seen them. They've got these fishing poles that are blowguns.
Yes.
Have you seen them?
Yeah, I have seen those.
I want to try that.
Those are crazy.
So bad.
Yeah, those look cool.
Yeah. So we got a lot of that going on, but a little bit more, kind of get back to, the rivers. It looks like things are, the algae blooms are pretty low. The water clarity is really good.
Yep.
50 degrees. We'll get a little bit of, silt because of the rain coming, tomorrow?
Yeah.
But it should clear out pretty quick.
Yeah, I would think so. It won't be too bad.
There's good current, good water clarity. Everything, if you look at the satellite maps, it's looking really good. And for those of you who want to look at the satellite maps, you can go to the Maryland Natural Resources page, and they've got the satellite map, like live satellite map, well, near real time.
Yeah.
So that's kind of lets you know kind of what's what, where the flows are, things like that. So the only downside is they're saying that the tidal currents are going to be a little bit above normal.
Yeah.
So, and it's probably due because if you look, there's a lot of water coming through right now. So we'll see. But all in all, I think it'd be a great weekend to get out. I don't know what the temps are, the weather's like, but I think it's going to be. I don't really care about the weather, but I'm going to fish it no matter what.
Right.
But if I get a chance to throw a rod and reel out and try to catch something, I'm going to try it. But I'd rather be shooting a turkey. But again, life happens. You and I are going to do GW, right?
I think so.
When are we going to do that?
Oh shit, I don't know.
Got to get it figured out.
I know. I got to get a Maryland bird. I got to save up money for that Virginia tag. That, John, is expensive for a non-resident.
What is it?
Oh my god, dude! I want to say it's like $180. Yeah.
I know that the resident deer and turkey tag is like $70. I was a little taken back. Plus your license.
Right, because you got to do the non-resident, non-resident hunting, or I think it's a non-resident hunting and then a non-resident turkey tag, which is like $80.
And I think
the out-of-state hunting license is $100. So total, it's like $180 to get everything you need.
I'm guessing that the hunting quest is going to have to help pay for Benny to come hunt. All right. Well, we'll see if we can make that happen.
Yeah, we'll see what happens with it.
All right. Pick a date so we can go out and shoot some turkeys.
Dude, I got to get my Maryland bird first.
I don't know. Look.
Oh.
Your season doesn't open until the 18th.
Okay.
So why can't you get your Virginia bird first?
I don't know.
You're not thinking.
Feels wrong.
You gonna bring your better half?
Yeah, I'm gonna try to get her out. For that, I really want to go scout a bird the night before and be able to roost it and get in real close on it. Obviously I like to do that for myself anyway. If I'm going to go out and scout, I like to go roost them and then go find one.
I don't know. You're one of those guys that would like say, all right, honey, I'm going to take you out. Roost them, you got a bird, roost them up, get him coming down. I bet you you'd shoot that bird out in front of her, wouldn't you? It's a big enough.
I would not.
You would.
I would not.
If my wife was with me and it's a monster, yeah, I'm shooting that thing.
I would never.
Yeah.
That's why I'd like to go get mine out of the way first.
There you go.
But being her first time, really, I want to make sure it's enjoyable and make sure we see something, make sure it's safe, all that kind of stuff.
It's a teaching moment.
Right.
It's not a hunting moment, it's a teaching moment.
Right. So I'd really like to maybe take her with me the night before and go try to, scout around and roost one. And then, the next morning be able to try to slide in on it early and set up and see what we can do. But I don't know. Yeah, we'll see what happens.
Cool, man.
There'll be a lot more preparation for her hunt than there will be for mine. Mine's going to be more of a get out there early and run to the edge of the woods and then see what happens.
It's important that you get out and get your turkey, but I think it's more important that you get somebody more interested in the turkey season. Yeah. And I'm right there with you. I understand.
And I've watched a couple videos this week, actually, just laying in bed before I go to sleep, and of guys taking people out for the first time turkey hunting, and if you don't have that good hunt, they're kind of just like, I don't know, it was cool, whatever.
Yeah.
I want to get her hooked on it so that next year I can go to Florida, or I can go to Wyoming, or I can go to Kansas, or I can go to Texas, or, I think if I get her hooked on it, it'll be a lot easier for me to swing the, hey, baby, I'm going to take a week and go to Wyoming and shoot a Merriam's. Have fun at home with the dogs. And then she'll be like, okay, but next year I get to go to Kansas, right? And be like, yeah.
Yeah. Right.
I think if I get her hooked on it, I'll be able to get away with it a little bit more.
I've taken my wife duck hunting. I've taken her deer hunting. She's shot hogs. I mean, she's a hunter. Mm-hmm. I know men that are not as I don't know, how do I put it right? That are not as without pissing people off. I know men who are certainly not as good of hunters as my wife is. Mm-hmm. She's a pretty impressive individual.
Oh, yeah.
You put her in a stand, or when you get her out and duck hunting, or in the blinds, she's a badass.
Yeah, no, she's hell. I was out with her 2 or 3 times this last year.
Yeah,
and at first we were all like, we got to be quiet and polite. We have a lady in the blind today, and all of a sudden she's making fun of me, making fun of Doyle. We're like, wait, what the hell's going on?
Oh yeah.
We're like, dude, Mikey's wife rocks. Allie's the best.
She's a badass, man.
Absolutely.
And I'm super pumped that it's something she and I can share. But I've never gotten her into the turkey world. I'm a little apprehensive. And I think it's just I don't know. I'm afraid she's gonna be better than me. And I know that's a terrible thing to say, but she's just awesome. Good at everything she does.
Yeah.
And it's like, this is my thing. That's what I'm really good at.
Not a very good axe thrower. Not a very good axe thrower.
Especially after a couple of adult beverages. Oh dear God. She was terrible.
I thought for sure that light fixture was gone. I thought for sure that light fixture was breaking and hitting the floor.
Man, it was terrible. It was terrible.
Oh shoot.
But
well, right on, brother.
All right, we're coming up on our time, aren't we?
Oh, we're well past.
Oh boy,
we're well past.
I have to admit, I thought that we were going to struggle through this one today.
I really was too.
But hey, 6 times the charm.
Yep. Hey, we'll get there eventually.
Yeah, it's all right.
Eventually, this computer will want to.
Put your name on the podcast.
All right, fair enough.
All right, man.
Shit.
I'll take somebody out there. Get ready for turkey season. Go fishing. Get a kid out. That's our future.
Absolutely.
Go enjoy the outdoors.
Right on, brother. Well, we'll see you Friday night with Doyle.
Absolutely.
Right on.
Bye, everybody.
See you, brother. See you guys.
You've been listening to The Hunting Quest, the Wednesday edition.
Another hour of the best talk about hunting and fishing. Another hour to get tips and to learn something. We're so pumped about the new hour. Make sure to like, rate, and review it. And pass it around to your friends so they know that we're on Wednesday at 7 p.m.
Eastern Standard Time.
To get in touch with the show, you can fire an email to info@thehuntingquest.com, and you can check us out on Instagram and YouTube at The Hunting Quest. Making your Wednesday night complete, this has been The Hunting Quest.